All right, game one about to start. Jim Butler to serve. Miss hit there for Jim Butler. So Pierre-Luc comes out with a very quick 2-0 lead here in game one. Oh, Jim missing that one. Gets the net dribbler. Hey, take it any way you can. I know that's what I would do. 1 serving 3. Great serve deception by Jim Butler. Pierre-Luc having a hard time reading that one. The backhand doesn't connect. That sails off. Theriault to serve. 4 serving 2 here. Very good setup there. The smash didn't happen overnight by no chance. Butler put the right level of spin on that ball prior to it coming back, enabling him to go with a big smash. 3 serving 5. And now 4-5. Now 5-5. Jim Butler has tied it up. Pierre-Luc thinking about that. Yet another left-hander. We've seen so many left-handed men in this tournament here from Canada. All elite level athletes. Pierre-Luc being the number 7 male in Canada in the rankings, and we don't have a compatible US ATT rating of what it would be, but if we had to estimate it, we're probably looking at about 2650. Good spin by Jim Butler on the forehand that time to take a 7-6 lead in this first game. Butler getting that point as well. Takes a 2-point lead. Taking his time, kind of sauntering back to the table, conserving energy. Oh, Pierre-Luc with the big forehand. Nice backhand flip by Butler to retain a 2-point advantage. And he'll be serving 9-7 here. What a backhand smash. That's the Jim Butler backhand that we've come to expect. Very nicely done. That takes it to 10-7 in game one. One more to close this one out for Butler if he can get it.
That was almost a fake loop there, Mike.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thought it had spin. Jim Butler blocked it, thinking there was more spin than there was.
Yeah.
Goes in the net. So Theriault has 2 serves, but down 2 game points. Butler taking his time.
Oh, he gets
a little
the net
help.
Yep. Take it. Take that one to the bank.
Accept any donations offered.
Absolutamente.
So Jim Butler again in the semis and the finals. This is his 5th straight game win. Butler goes back and takes a seat. A little sip of beverage. Off camera we can see him breathing a little bit hard. We don't know whether that was from the physical exertion or just the relief of an early lead in this match.
Well, either that or the Swedish bikini team just walked by, Jim. One or the other.
I didn't see him. I missed him.
Yeah. Okay, time's been called. Players are returning back to the courts. About to start game number 2 here.
Butler taking another little short walk through the park.
Yeah. Nah, that was a tough one to smash back there. A little short, a lot of spin.
And low.
Yep. Jim's liking that net, but he couldn't prevail on that one.
Now Theriault was able to get around the ball and put a big loop on Jim Butler and hooked enough to get past Butler that time. A little too anxious on that backhand, tried for too much.
That's the way it started off in the first game, if I remember correctly.
Jim Butler, big forehand right down the line.
Oh, he saw the edge and went for it.
Again. Good backhand open even without the edge.
Right.
That certainly secured the point.
Boom. Yeah.
Theriault got a
little bit high for Pierre-Luc there. You can't do that with him.
If the return's even just a little bit too high, most players are going to win the point off of that weak return.
We might have to rename this the Butler tournament. You know, Scott Butler over there coaching Jim won the consolation singles yesterday here at Bond Park. And Jim Butler has an excellent shot of winning this too. We'll see how it plays out in the men's singles. Oh, look at that.
Oh.
Another net dribbler, this time for Pierre-Luc.
And that loop gets away from Jim Butler. So Theriault out to a pretty substantial lead here.
Jim's got to regroup here and just get his composure back. Yeah, just a couple of unforced errors like that, and all of a sudden the focus goes out through the window.
Now, 2 successive long serves by Theriault. Both of them get miss hits from Jim Butler. Down 2-8. Who are a miss serve.
Yep.
But sometimes if the game's out of control, Jim Butler may be conserving energy, coming back to a game that he might have a little better chance at.
Well, certainly a lot of work from a 9-3 deficit. A lot of work to do. Sometimes that's a good strategy too. Let the opponent swing at it. You know?
Stand there and just try to control the ball back.
Yep.
Jim Butler
Yep.
did a good job of it at that point. That time the shot from Theriault wins the point down the middle.
Yep.
Jim Butler
Second game to Theriault.
Jim Butler throwing that game away, or Theriault taking it. In any case, Butler not putting out a huge amount of effort, losing proposition in that game, conserving his energy, perhaps for the next game.
Okay, the action resumes here at Bond Park Community Center at the North American Championships men's singles final between number 1 seed Pierre-Luc Theriault from Canada and Jim Butler from the United States. We split some games so far, one apiece. Now Butler to serve the ball in this third game. Nice backhand smash. Trademark Jim Butler there. He'll take those all day long. Question is, will he get them all day long? Will he get those opportunities? I missed that one. Brings it to one apiece. Oh, he should. Jim's mad with himself. He shouldn't have missed that shot. That was high and open. Sometimes that's what happens, though. Miss off the net for Theriault. Scores 2 apiece. No, couldn't quite get the racket on that one in time. Nice backhand smash. Jim Butler showing us his world-class backhand that time. 3-3 in game 3. Another one, another key backhand smash for Jim Butler. That's what he wants. Feed me, feed my backhand. That's what he hopes for. If you're a Pierre-Luc, you have to do something different than that. You have to take the ball away from that strength. Okay, 4 apiece here now.
Good, consistent forehand topspins from Jim Butler. Not overwhelming, but just relentless.
Well, that's the name of the game, too, is consistency. At this level, you see more and more of that the higher you go. Oh, that one sails into the net. Point to Jim Butler.
I've been trying to watch that serve in the last match and this one. He's thrown that serve right out of his body with a little vertical racket motion, and it's got huge underspin on it. It's been misread. Most times he uses it,
yep,
including that time.
He wasn't sure if he wanted to flip it or smash it. It was kind of in between there.
Yep.
Ended up sailing it off.
Good point by Theriault. Good ball placement. Butler hanging in there until that last shot. Six all.
Well, certainly this is a close game here. Both players have an immense respect for each other, trying to get the upper hand.
And taking their time on every shot, and especially serves.
Nice backhand by
gosh.
Jim Butler. World class.
Right into the right hip of Theriault.
Right.
Jim Butler had some open court, but decided to head for the body. Paid off.
Again, another big backhand smash for Jim Butler.
Little opening generated again from the deception on the serve. And that ball popped up a little bit and a little bit short on the table. Jim Butler's backhand is just an enormous weapon.
Absolutely. That one clips the top of the net to give Butler a 3-point lead, 9-6 here in this third game.
But Jim, again, may be saving a little bit of energy on Theriault's heavy topspin attack. Jim Butler didn't counterattack it. He just blocked the ball back and kept it under control and won the point.
Well,
Jim Butler doing
here.
a great job taking almost every serve, returning it very short to the left-hander's wide forehand, making him stretch a little bit for those shots.
He needs this point to close out this game and capture a 2-1 lead in this all-important finals match of the men's singles. Not that time, though.
No, Butler again backing up from the table a little bit, keeping the ball in play. Thought he had a chance for a backhand, but it wasn't quite there, so he kept the ball in play, but did not win the point. Second match point for Butler.
Oh, world-class
And there's the backhand again.
Once again. Amazing.
We talk about it and pay a lot of attention to it for a reason. We just saw it, that game-winning point. So Butler up 2-1. In the finals, we saw the double fist pump after that backhand.
We should go over there and tell Jim to start chewing. What do you think?
I don't know. I think that would take maybe too much energy away from him.
From him or us to get up and go over there.
Either way.
Right.
Okay. Right now, notice when Jim Butler sat down, Jim Butler was doing all of the talking to his brother Scott. You would think the coach would be giving the player advice, so maybe the player's explaining what happened and how do you think that's working. Theriault getting a little bit of advice from his coach, and Jim Butler sitting down, getting a rest, drinking from 2 different beverage containers, trying to rehydrate, make sure he's got enough fluids to take care of the sweating during the match.
Okay, he will now saunter back into the court and get ready for this next important game. Towel off again. There we go.
Again, that typical serve return going out wide to Theriault's forehand, but it didn't. Serve return worked, but he lost that point. So Theriault out to the early lead, 1-0.
Oh, unforced error there.
Missed his own serve.
I think he's been watching us.
When you possibly, but when you're trying to put so much on the serve and maximize the spin and keep the soft touch for the control, sometimes you just can't get it all done at the same time. Tied up at 1, Butler serve.
Oh, wow. Very good effort there by Pierre-Luc. He's not the number 1 seed in this draw for nothing. Very skilled player.
Oh, and Butler.
Unforced error there by Jim Butler.
I guess he wanted to keep the match even. 1 missed serve for each player. But Theriault out to a 3-1 lead.
Yep.
Both players playing a little bit under control, generating a lot of spin, but not going for broke. Butler misjudged a spin on that last loop and threw it long. Reached over the table too much for that backhand.
Yeah. You know, the one thing about Jim Butler that seems to strike me is if there was a weakness, it's almost get him going after the 7th or 8th repetition. He seems to struggle, you know. He wants to finish the point quick. Not necessarily with the backhand, but usually. But when you go 7, 8 repetitions in a row, usually that's when you see it miss.
Right, well, and Theriault is putting sort of relentless topspin pressure on him here the last 3 or 4 points. And Butler's misread the spin on some of those blocks. All right, backhand gets away.
Yep. Yeah. Pierre-Luc certainly in command of this game here. It's got the makings of a blowout. Yep.
Uh-oh. Jim tried to unload on that ball. Even though it was a topspin from Theriault, it came a little bit short to the net.
Oh, he saw the edge and went for it again. Nipped that edge.
Just barely.
Yeah.
Might not make a difference. It just doubles Butler's score to 2, but still at a 6-point deficit.
Hole's pretty deep, and there goes another unforced service error right off the table. This one's almost a foregone conclusion, I think.
Well,
Nice backhand there, though.
If there's a few more of those in the quiver, maybe we'd have us a game here. But it's probably a bit too little too late in this game. Good news is that would only draw Theriault into a 2-2 tie.
Net. Oh, it disrupts the flow. Another point to Jim Butler. High risk shot there. Inside out side spin.
Theriault got a little bit of a break there. I think that caught the edge
So
at the end. But 2-2. Theriault rolling to a win in game number 4. Locked up in this finals match, 2-2.
Yep. It's interesting looking at the scores here. You know, both of the games that Butler's lost, he's lost pretty bad or convincingly at 4 here. You know, whereas the ones he's won convincingly well. It's hard to really predict what's going on here.
I think when one player has a lead, if Theriault is in the lead, there's an awful lot of pressure on Butler. He's trying to play consistently, keep the ball in play, work for an opening, move the ball around. And when Theriault is in the lead, his confidence builds, and he'll just go after one shot. And if they land, you get a quick win or a quick lead. And Butler realizes he has just a long uphill struggle to try to keep the ball in play for another point. And Butler taking a little extra time changing shirts.
Yeah. Get on the lucky blue shirt here. Well, you know, and the thing of it is, I think it's important to him. He needs to get out to an early lead. He can't just start like he did a couple of times here with, you know, missing the first 2 and giving Theriault the opportunity just to take, you know, steamroll ahead.
That's right. And again, Butler, I think, has to work harder to earn points than Theriault does.
Yeah.
And he has to be more consistent. He has to land 3 and 4 and 5 shots per point if he can work the ball around and keep the ball hidden from Theriault's really aggressive offense.
Yep, absolutely.
We'll see how it plays out. 2-2 and love all.
There's an aggressive Jim Butler on the forehand there, getting the first point.
Oh, excellent serve again. You can't tell it, but that ball's hopping everywhere. Very unpredictable spin with Jim Butler's deceptive service motion. And Butler holds his first 2 serves for a 2-0 lead.
Oh, that's a lucky break for Jim Butler there. The return that went to Theriault was high, and he missed it.
Theriault went for a all-or-nothing shot down the line, caught the top of the net and bounced long. Long serve by Theriault, taking a chance to Jim Butler's forehand. But it pays dividends as he gets on the board with his first point this game.
Well, and if you're Theriault, that's what you need to do. You need to take it to that forehand. You certainly don't want to take it to the backhand. Like that. Oh, he missed that one, though.
Well, Jim Butler almost a little surprised when his first quick backhand blast came back.
Well, credit the athleticism of Pierre-Luc. Quick reflexes on that move. And just like that, 3 up here in game 5.
Butler's early 3-0 lead. Now a tie at 3-3 with some good aggressive play by the Canadian.
Well, that one sailed long. I'm not certain what Butler was pointing at.
I don't know. It may have. Well, they haven't
Let,
changed.
maybe?
They haven't changed the score, so it must have been a let.
Huh.
I thought Jim Butler might have been pointing to an edge ball, but I think they allowed that
I sure didn't see
let
it.
to stand. I didn't see it either, but still.
Guess the umpires are a little closer to it than we are, but it is what it is. Smart play by Jim Butler. Don't
Good.
attack, just get it in play.
Good ball control. He didn't take any chances, but Theriault almost quick enough to get to the ball and get it back in play.
Yep.
Fortunately for Butler, it went a little bit long. A little extra thought time for Butler.
Yep.
And again, the off the table forehand exchange. I think Theriault has a little bit of advantage unless Butler can find the right placement. But just shot for shot, I think Theriault is a
look at that
little better off.
backhand.
But there's that
Wow.
backhand off a little bit of a too short ball by Theriault. Butler makes him pay the price with that backhand.
No question about it. Well, we're tied up at 5 each here in game number 5. Pierre-Luc Theriault to serve. Oh,
Another
Jim
net
gets
luck.
lucky break.
Another net ball falling in Jim Butler's favor. And again, Theriault, both of those balls has tried to, you have to throw the ball up, so you try to make it land deep on the table to cut off the angle, and if you go just a little bit too long, you lose a point to start with.
Yeah, with authority there.
There's a finisher.
Yep. That one wasn't coming back.
Nope, and again, set up by a good serve. Forcing a little bit of a weak return. And he just punished that forehand down the line. Butler taking a little time. Tied at 6.
Flipped the top of that net.
That time the net not so friendly to Jim Butler. And Theriault creeps ahead on Butler's serve by 1, 6-7. Oh, good exchange there. Both players taking, alternating, looping and blocking. Theriault coming out on top. Now Theriault serving with a 2-point advantage.
Oh, we got a moonshot there from Theriault.
But
Miss hit.
Butler really put a bite on that underspin serve return. Butler was a half a step back from the table on that serve return. A little bit of a different look for him. And it paid off. We have a timeout. So we're into a timeout called by Theriault. Again, critical game, 2-2. He's leading by 1.
Yeah, this is a big point in the match right here. Butler really needs to come through and get a couple of points and get a lead and just hold on till the end. He needs to get that 3-game-to-2 advantage.
Come on.
The longer it drags on, the more the fatigue factor is going to set in.
Butler dusting off his racket. Theriault up by 1 serving.
Nice forehand loop there by Theriault.
Being very aggressive in that point. Jim Butler, good ball control, but couldn't handle the power on the last shot. There's one by Jim Butler, again set up by a very tricky serve, very savvy play.
Yeah, he needs to pull out another one from the vault there. Well, and a miss hit by Theriault. Ties it up.
Probably brought on by some deception in Butler's serve. So now we're at 9-all, a little towel break. But Theriault with 2 serves to try to close out this game.
Butler away from the table again, thinking about it. Trying to work on the mindset of Pierre-Luc. Let him wait a little bit.
Oh, that was a great service return, very short and wide to the forehand. Got a passive return from Theriault, but pushed that backhand a little long, so now game point for Theriault. And Jim Butler opened up with a big forehand, but it went just a little bit long. So another close game by Butler. But it brings Theriault from a 2-game deficit to a 3-game-to-2 lead. So Butler now looking like he's the one that has a long climb up to the victory circle.
Well, certainly some work to do, but it's not out of the realm of possibility by any stretch. Jim Butler's only down 1 game here. He can come back. You just got to have a lot of focus, a lot of momentum, do the things that are going to promote him to make his shots, and basically try to hold Pierre-Luc at bay.
Okay, I think as we come out for game 6 here, we'll need to see whether Jim Butler is going to try to make big opening shots or whether he's going to stay with that consistent ball control strategy.
And Theriault serving the first serve of the match, gets the first point in game number 6. Theriault loops that one right into the net, so it's tied up.
Jim Butler was in the backcourt, but he was charging up to the table when Theriault missed that shot. So he was, again, trying a change-up look. Instead of staying back at the table, he was coming up to try to take control of the court. Didn't need to because Theriault missed. But we're at 1-1.
Very nice backhand flip there by Theriault.
Yeah, caught Jim Butler a little off surprise. Thought it would come back to the forehand. Jim Butler looks like he's rushing just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
that
a good
was
sign here for Butler.
that was a big shot there. He was taking advantage of every little glimmer of light that comes through.
Butler
Right
needs,
now up 4-1.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Jim Butler tried to take it to him with that backhand off the net ball. So right now Theriault's getting his one-shot blasting strategy cooking on the front burner. Oh, and Jim Butler's forehand missed a little bit long.
Deep trouble here for Jim Butler in this game.
It's very hard to stay patient and keep your consistency trying to work every point. You get a little bit behind and you tend to rush. Happens to even the best of us. And Jim Butler, another forehand goes a little bit long. Match quickly slipping away here in Game 6.
Yeah, Butler's just mentally, I think he's lost his focus here. A couple of bad breaks earlier in this game, and
Yeah.
now we're at 1-8. Or 8 serving 1, rather.
Now another forehand goes long. Jim Butler, I think, just now does not have the patience to continue to work the ball, work the points. Either trying for too much and missing or giving Theriault an opportunity to get in a one-shot winner.
Well, finally, Theriault misses one.
And Butler looked a little stiff-legged walking across the court now, so
Yeah,
maybe
I bet
there's
he's
some
hurting. Yep.
endurance and strength issues
Yep.
going on with him. But 9-2, this one's about in the record books for Theriault.
Look at there.
Butler comes up with one. That's the first one he's landed. He's tried 4 or 5 of those big forehands and missed all the first ones except for that one. So maybe too little, too late. Have to see if we have a miraculous comeback somewhere.
Cinderella ending here, maybe?
Well, you never
there's
know.
4. It was 9-1. Now it's 9-4. You know,
2 in a row.
you never know. Too high.
Theriault, big forehand. Gets Theriault a whole bunch of match points. First one coming up. Net serve. Good blocks
There
by
it
Jim
is.
Butler, but the last forehand down the line by Theriault. A great win, down 2-0. Theriault finds a way to power his way through to victory here in 6 games. 4-2 over a game Jim Butler made a strong comeback in this whole tournament, working his way to the finals. Congratulations all around from players and coaches.
Pierre-Luc Theriault, the 2012 men's single champion here at the North American Championship.